He did come onto pit road, and Adam, it seemed like they came twice. What was the problem there?
They did come 2 times, and the reason they did that, Rick, is their first time down pit road, as deep as they were in the field and as tight as this track is, they felt like if they changed all 4 tires, they might lose a lap on pit road, so they were going to come twice. Right side tires the first time, left side's the second time. But when they came down pit road that second time, they realized we're going to miss the restart if we put tires on. So he just did a drive through the second time around at lap 29. Hornaday back on track, and right now he is being scored right around the 20th position. So Hornaday didn't really lose a lot of track position, and I'm sure they're going to play a strategy game to try to get to the front based on where they started this race. Ray?
Timothy Peters with a real good truck right behind Kevin Harvick, now running in the second position. Came on the radio and told his crew chief Jeff Hensley, I'm a little bit tight through the center. I'm going to try to work on it by adjusting brake bias. Jeff Hensley told me right before this race started that he plans on this being a one-stop race for them. Now here's the question, Phil and Michael. If you're going to readjust your strategy and go one stop, do you try to do that later than lap 100? Hensley said he might want to wait till about 150 to have fresher tires towards the end.
Well, the thing that's different this race, Phil, is people are on different agendas. Usually if everybody is going to make one stop, you wanted to make that stop as soon as you can. But with all the talk of 2 stops, maybe possibility, you might want to run your first set on out to lap 150. We haven't seen that lately be successful here at Martinsville. Check this battle out.
Great battle. Rick Crawford, the 14 truck, Circle Bar truck leading this group. Brian Eichler, the 18. There comes Todd Bodine. Remember, never a winner on the short track in the Camping World Truck Series. And there's Austin Dillon, who's been very, very impressive. Had a great finish last week at Atlanta. Looking for another top 10 here.
Todd Bodine sliding all over this racetrack.
Just can't quite get down to the bottom of the track. That hole is filled up there right quickly by Taylor Mossam, and here comes Ricky Carmichael trying to get down on the inside of Todd.
He gets a little bit of a wiggle up off the corner as he jumped in the throttle. Kenny Schrader, that Federated truck right behind him, the 52.
These trucks are all up inside the top 15 racing for spots. So Schrader's progressed from his starting spot in the 20s up to the top 15, and things are going to get tough from here on up, Phil.
Guys, we see Kenny Schrader in that 52 truck. On April 18th, he's going to have a play day at Peevely. Fans can come out of the stands and drive a dirt modified at Peevely. The first, 300 people or something like that sign up, and you can do it at SchraderRacing.com, can drive a dirt modified at Peevely, one of Schrader's racetracks.
Are we off that week? Because I'd love to run into this dirt late models.
We've both done it at Peevely, and it's a blast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a perfect place to race dirt cars for sure, and they do a great job. These guys are mixing it up. It looked like Johnny Sauter was on the inside of Timothy Peters down into turn 3. Timothy cut him off, and Johnny hit him right back to say, listen, man, I was there.
As we were talking, that Sauter truck appears to maybe be somebody that may be able to match Kevin Harvick's speed. He's been very, very fast when he has clean racetrack, Rick.
Remember on the restart, it was Kevin Harvick that was number 1, and the 88 of Matt Crafton was 2. And so Matt Crafton has been shuffled back to the 4th spot now because Timothy Peters and Johnny Sauter both got by on the restart because of track position. I mean, Matt Crafton was on the outside. He got shuffled back.
There's Johnny Benson, takes over the 6th spot from David Starr. He's going to bring his teammate Eric Almirola with him. That's 6th and 7th now. JB and Eric Almirola. David Starr back to 8th.
Kevin Harvick continues to set the pace here as he has a 1-second lead over second place Timothy Peters.
That is a nice looking truck right there, isn't it?
I bet you DW is smiling looking at that tide ride.
You know he is. You know he is.
Kevin Harvick leads the top 5 from the paperclip Martinsville Speedway. Close confines, and every now and then someone gets sideways and even backwards. That's because it's tight here at Martinsville. On speed.
What a great facility there. Look at that place, man.
Oh, it's so fun to come here, racing like it used to be.
Everyone talks about Martinsville, 2 drag strips side by side with turns at the ends.
Kevin Harvick is saying it's racing like it used to be. Last year, this race, he won the thing.
Yeah,
well, you
trying to be dominant.
Talk about last year. Since the start of the 09 season, when Harvick raced all last year and to date, you know what his average finishing position is?
About second.
Second. Now, how can
Not just about second.
We're talking over a year that he was able to accomplish that. He didn't run all the races.
It's not like it was 3 starts either. I mean, it's several starts.
How amazing is that, and how confident does that make him feel when he gets in that truck? You're talking about giving people heartburn, and it wasn't because of the hot dogs.
There's Kyle Busch, truck owner, multi-team truck owner on your left of your screen. That's his driver right there, Brian Eichler. Started all the way back in the 32nd position and already made his way up to 7th. What a great early run.
Kyle's got to feel good about that. Let's go down trackside to Ray Dunlap.
Well, guys, you may have looked at the entry list early in the week and saw Kyle Busch was scheduled to run this race, and he was, but they got a sponsorship opportunity put together for our next race at Nashville, and Kyle said, well, if I'm going to run Nashville, that bumps Brian Eichler out of one of his races. And they said, where can we run him? Kyle said, why don't we just let him run this week? Brian Eichler had tested this truck at 2 tracks, at New Smyrna and at Motor Mile, and he had been in it with lots and lots of laps, and he really liked that truck. And it looks like we're going to get a flat left front tire possibly on Rick Crawford. That could bring out the caution here, guys. We'll keep an eye on Crawford. But real quick, just to finish on the 18 story, Brian Eichler moving through the field, and yes, Crawford headed to the pits.
Yeah, horrible break for Rick Crawford. He's going to lose at least 2, maybe even 3 laps coming to pit road to get that circle bar truck repaired.
And we saw that tire go down, and there was low tire pressure normally on the left sides anyway, but there's not an inner liner here, so that tire was shredding, but it doesn't look like anything went onto the racetrack.
Yeah, he's going to pull in and get that left front tire changed.
We'll keep an eye and see how many laps he does lose. But
watch him try to get it jacked up, Phil. The chuck is so low on the left side, it's hard to get that jack under there. They finally make it.
But things are different now with the double file restarts in the waiver rounds. It used to, if you got more than 1 lap down, you never had hardly any chance of getting back on the lead lap. But with the waiver rounds and the lucky dogs, now you have an opportunity to do that with enough cautions. Adam, what's going on with Kevin Harvick?
It's just a nice Saturday afternoon drive for the driver of the 2 as he tries to put Donnie Neuenberger a lap down, and when he goes by him, he will have lapped up inside the top 20. So he has been very impressive here this afternoon, has Kevin Harvick. Actually, that's DJ Kennington riding back in the 23rd position in the 6th truck. So Kevin Harvick very quick here in the early going, although he did say on the radio, I need an adjustment when we come in. I am a little bit loose. And his crew chief Butch Hilton said we can make that adjustment. Their pit stop expected to come sometime after lap 70. I would say the next time we see the caution, we will see Kevin Harvick on pit road. No caution as Johnny Benson goes around.
Wow. NASCAR's letting these boys go at it today, Phil. It looks like he might have a flat tire.
If Johnny Benson gets turned around. He got up into those marbles.
He's got obviously some buildup on the tires, the marbles that come off these tires. What a great battle right here. That's Brian Eichler, the 18 on the inside, Mike Skinner, the 5 on the outside. That is a battle for the 6th spot. Eric Almirola just got by Mike Skinner for the 5th position just a couple laps ago.
Everywhere Almirola goes, here comes the 18 of Brian Eichler. These guys are marching up through the top 10.
Strong runs all around the racetrack.
There's Jay White, the gun broker Dodge right there, the 23, our pole sitter from Daytona. And there's a tire monkey, Mario Goslin, the 12 truck. He has an early run, good run going in 13th.
You know, I'm impressed with Ron, aren't you, Phil? They went to pit road and didn't get all the service done they hoped to, so he restarted last. He's methodically worked his way up inside the top 15 all over the tire monkey there. Going to grab that spot, I would guess, in a lap or 2, but he's been real patient, and these guys have got a pretty good gap over the leader. They're not in any danger right now of going a lap down, so they can be patient. Action picks up when you get down there to the bottom of the top 20 and the leader's pressuring you.
This is really one of our first short tracks that we've run since the rule has been changed to the double file restart, which means you don't have to go by all of the lapped vehicles that you normally had to on a restart. So does that help a guy like Ron Hornaday, who is on the lead lap? He went down on pit road. Does that give him a big advantage?
Well, it didn't on this restart because he started behind all that mess from having extra pit stops. But yes, Rick, eventually that will help him in making his way to the front. He's established now in a position where he can go up there and grab him a top 5 spot because of the way he's running.
Rick, you're exactly right. Before the old rules, if he was running in the 15th position, he would restart in the 30th position. Right. Now, if he's running 15th, he's going to restart 15th.
Adam Alexander.
And the other thing Hornaday has been doing on this run, taking care of his tires, because when the caution comes out and guys like Harvick, Sauter, Crafton, Peters, and Almirola come to pit road, as you pointed out, Hornaday will stay on the track most likely. And given that circumstance, he wants to take care of these tires so on that next run he can be competitive out front.
76 of Brian Johnson Jr. slowing. Looks like he might be making his way onto pit road now.
He's one of the 7 drivers.